Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 and my custom farm called Scroftopia Farms. So, in the last episode we did a hell of a lot of silage. 2 fields in fact turned out quite a bit. And it's all in the bunker now, it's compact and yeah, it's doing pretty good. I have got an issue though, so I thought I'd show you this quickly, just get this out of the way because it is pretty awful. And you can probably see it already, which is currently I've got a bit of a graphics glitch and I have been trying for ages to figure out what the cause is, and I think I've found the problem, and it's not a mod, it's not anything to do with like a conflict or anything like that. It is something that I need to sort out, and I've asked Mark Thor to take a look at it because yeah, it's basically something to do with the edit what I've done on this map. So we're going to try and fix that so it looks better, but it is all in here, it is compacted, and obviously it's fermenting. We're at 37%, so I have tested it out as well, spent a bit in time, didn't save, and then just when it was fermented I took the sheet off and it is still going to work, and that's the main thing because we are in dire need for feed. So I did have a tiny amount of silage left in the feed mixer from when I started off, and I have just, well, not fed all the cows too much. As you can see, they've got, well, the Holsteins, so that's the heifers, they're pretty much a day's worth of feed. Calves the same. Angus consuming a lot more, so they're going to need some soon, and then on milkers as well. They are, well, basically all the cows need feed, and we've got one in-game day to do that. So we're on 3-day seasons. As soon as we jump into the month of June, we're going to need feed. So in this episode we're going to go and buy some silage bales. It'd be nice to get some TMR mixed bales, but not entirely sure what I'm going to do because I haven't got anything. If I could buy some TMR mixed bales, that would be ideal, but I don't think I've got any mod that allows me to do that. I know there is a few mods out there just to tie us over until, yeah, we can obviously figure out the issue. Now there actually might be some TMR, but I think it's horrendously priced and we don't want to be paying crazy money. But then again, it would save us a lot of hassle because we can just store them away and feed them direct, even put them into the feed mixer. So yeah, we've got silage bales and obviously the bales that come with MaizePlus. But yeah, we need some TMR mixed. And I know there is a mod, so what I'll probably have to do is have a quick look to see if we can, yeah, get some mod that's going to allow us just to tie ourselves over until we start producing the required amount of feeds, really, which is going to be some time. We've got silage fermenting, we're going to do some hay soon. I'm going to wait until the other fields, I'm going to wait actually until these 2 fields are sorted, and what I'll probably do is I'll cut all 3 this time for hay. So we'll probably spread a bit of fert in these 2 because they're going to need that now. Could do some muck spreading on them, but I'm not entirely sure what the best way to do that is, because what I've got over here is obviously the storage container that comes with the DLC, the pumps and hoses DLC, but it's not actually taking anything in because I've got so many different points like this one. There's also one down there. There is just one here. And then obviously one in my milker's barn. So I've got loads of different points where slurry's kind of collecting. It'd be ideal if I could just transfer it all over into that, but I'm going to have to manually do that, and then we can use this from here and do the kind of umbilical cord system. But yeah, that's a bit of a job just to do. I mean, even if we move these individually into each part, it's going to be a job and a half as well. So it might be a good idea to get a tanker in the meantime, which we can use to transfer over into this from there. That would be the best bet. But we'll have a look. We'll have a look to see what's going to be ideal. I mean, there's still some things that I'm figuring out on this farm that I've built. Like these here, I'm going to have some feed in for MaizePlus, some additives. Not entirely sure what they're going to have yet, what they're going to hold. They are all empty, but we will figure that out as well at some point. I also put in a new manure heap, because I was finding that the one I had previously wasn't actually collecting any manure, but as soon as I put this in, I've started to get some, so that's a good sign. So we are collecting some of that as well. But really, like I said, there is just feed we need to focus on massively on this. I am trying to challenge myself with this series, having a lot of cows with the MaizePlus the way it is and trying to feed them all. I personally think it's going to be a big ask. With the 3 fields we've got, they are good size, but we are going to be working our socks off as soon as possible to try and cut these down. Now, I probably should have cut that if I could have to make grass silage, but we filled up this bunker and I don't want to obviously fill up this one, because this one I'm saving for maize. So we're going to put maize silage in this. We're going to do whole crop in bale format, which is going to be stored in here with our straw, probably hay actually. We'll put hay bales in here, and if we have any silage bales, they'll go in there. And then this thing over here, we're probably going to put all our straw bales under. So we will be busy. We really will be quite busy, because we're going to have a field of, if we just have a quick look at the map, I can give you again a reminder on this, because even I need reminding. It's not been often I've been on the series, even though I really do like playing on it. So I've got soybeans in that, which we're going to be able to make obviously some straw from. We've also got maize in here, but we're going to chop that straight up, so we won't be getting any straw from that. We've obviously got this one as well that's going to be whole crop. That's not going to give us any straw, but this field here I think should be fine for straw. It's the grass that we need, really. I think we'll get enough maize, hopefully, because you get quite a lot, but it's the grass that I'm looking at that's quite worrying. It really is. But yeah, we're going to go to the store. We're going to buy a load of silage bales to tie us over, because at least we can feed the cows something, even if it's not going to be that full TMR mix. But it'll just mean that they've got a bit of feed, and I think that's the most important thing right now. And then what we're going to do as well, looking at precision farming on these fields, everything is spot on, but there's just one thing that we need to take care of before we wait for harvest. And I'm looking at the wrong one here. If we go on to this one, there you go. So we've got 2 fields here that are just covered in weeds, and we need to take care of that. And we have got the John Deere manure sensor that comes with precision farming, so we're going to use that as well in this episode. So we're going to try and, like I said, get some feed ties over. So we are going to use this, not the John Deere one, the Fernland one. We're going to be using that with some liquid liquid herbicide. And then yeah, we should be. I think we should be all right then. We could use some solid fertilizer in the meantime. We've got some nitrogen there that we can put onto the grass field, so that is an option. Got a bit of a spreader in there as well. There, so that's everything we pretty much need over that side. And this is, I don't know if you remember this. I said that I bought some additives that I'm going to be using in the feed mixtures when we get there, because ideally what I want to be doing is pretty much 3 different feed mixes. We're going to have one for beef, one for young stock, and then one for our milkers. So we're going to be doing 3 different types of TMR. There's going to be a lot of work going on in this, but that's the whole point of it. It is to try and use MaizePlus with precision farming, and obviously having all different types. Now, I have seen a comment, and it's probably spot on, that the beef stock aren't actually going to give us much in return, because the amount of feed they take, the amount of cost it takes to obviously generate that feed, and the amount of return we get from the beef stock themselves, it really doesn't pay off. And if it gets to that point, what I'll probably do is swap out the beef stock after I sell them for probably some milkers, in all honesty, and we'll find the optimum time to sell our beef stock. Because right now, if we go into this, which I think the actual trigger's around here, it's a bit of a weird one. It's definitely not ideal. There you go. So our Angus right now, if we, for example, if we buy Angus young, it's 300, adults 1575. These are obviously 12 months, which we're nowhere near the 1575. We can go above that. So we've got it. I'm going to say after 20 months, we'll take a look at it, see where we're at. And as soon as it starts getting to its maximum, plateauing down, we can have a look. Now, I have obviously done this before previously. I've generated all the data for that. This was just after the first update, so it's a while ago. So it'd be interesting to see if it's still like that. But I will look at them charts that I've got from previous testing, and just to see where I'm probably looking at and see if it's similar. But there has been a few updates since that. It could have changed, precision farming, MaizePlus, all that kind of stuff. You never know. It's one of them. I'm hoping to get a good price, but we'll see. We'll definitely sell them at the right age. I mean, ideally bringing them in as calves, you think it'd be good because obviously they're going to breed and so on, but the amount of feed they take until they get to like the 20-month odd, probably over. I can't remember exactly on top of my head the right age, but I will have a look at my spreadsheet after this just to see what it was last time. But it is a lot of feed. It really is a lot. Whereas the milkers are constantly giving you something back. There's a constant return. I would like to focus on beef stock a little bit more, but it depends if it pays off. It really does. So we'll have a look at it all. We'll get proper into this series and figure out what the best way to go. And we're probably going to learn a lot on the way. We're going to make a few mistakes, I imagine. But as long as we learn from them and try and optimise the best we can, I think that's all we can do. Right, so let's jump in a tractor. I'm trying to think what the best tractor would be for this. I think we might be able to take a shortcut here. I'm hoping so anyway. Yeah, just about made it. We'll park this up and then we'll use this Massey to go and pick up some bales. I have got an autoload trailer, so I'm going to just use that, and then we can focus on sorting out the weeds that are obviously making that field look a bit nasty at the moment. So now we're going to reduce our return by using herbicide, or the amount that the yield that we get is going to be reduced, but we are going to get a higher precision farming score by getting rid of the weeds. So that'll bring us extra money. Now, saying that, my preference probably would be to weed by using a weeder, so not any herbicide on the ground. I'd rather have a higher yield than a bigger return on income. Now, it can have, obviously, another effect where it's not just the return on the field itself and the crop you're growing, it is actually a return on everything we sell. So you never know, it could benefit us in the long run. I'm going to have to just clean this tractor. It's completely filthy after being in them grass fields. When we're doing the silage, it's probably best just to bring her back up to a better condition than that before we head off. But yeah, I mean, it's one of them. It's like if we sell milk all the time, we've got the mod on where it's going to be selling daily. It might benefit us when we see the precision farming bonus. I mean, I don't think we're actually receiving a bonus right now, so we could just have a quick look at that. Actually, go into precision farming. We actually are 3%, so sale price has increased by 3%. So if we actually look at the soil type one, you can see individually there it's giving you a score. It's also matching up. So if you look over here, you can see that soil sampling and tillage on that one's maxed out. Weed controls lower down. Nitrogen pH values are there. That nitrogen will go up, and the pH values should go up as well when we've harvested. It's the same for everything. I think we've got, except field 23 there, the tillage is not where it should. Now the grass fields, however, are looking pretty decent. It is only weed control and tillage again. So yeah, interesting. It really is. But we're increasing our score, and that's the main thing. This guy sitting in with me, I don't know who that is. Just come for a ride along the way. But yeah, let's head to the shop. We'll see how many bales we can load up on this. We're going to be using, like I said, the autoload feature, and then probably need to move that. I have actually leased that out as well. It's not something I purchased, so I was trying to save money. It could be something we return. Look at that. It's awful, absolutely awful. Yeah, we could return that because we're not going to be doing silage. We're going to be doing hay next time round. Definitely need some hay. And when we get the maize as well, and the whole crop, we'll be right at the point where we can do some good feed mixes, because them 3 different recipes are probably going to require all types of silage, and the more silage we make, the better it's going to be, and the more hay we make as well. The additives that we put in, we can buy, and it's not too much of a save when it comes to cost, because we're still going to be using a hell of a lot of silage. Even if we just use the additives, we can kind of increase or decrease the amount of silage we're going to be using, but it's still going to be a hell of a lot. But we may as well try and have some kind of buffer, or even something that fills it out a little bit more. That's why straw's good sometimes, because you can get plenty of straw. Bedding's not going to be consumed as quick as the silage or the feed, so we may as well use that as a bit of a filler. And I think the recipe for the calves as well, so the young stock, is pretty much on par. Yeah, I think it does require a bit more straw, which is nice to see, because at that age they're just growing. They're not going to give us anything in return, so why not try and see if we can save a bit of cash there, and also save a bit of feed that mainly the milkers are going to need, because if we do get rid of the beef stock, the milkers are going to be the main focus for what we give the feed out to. So yeah, it's going to be a task and a half, but I'm up for the challenge. Right, so this probably looks a little bit familiar if you've been watching the farmhand, but the only difference is all the tractors are gone. It's like they've had a big sale or they're about to close, but the bales that I put in, because I used the actual save game I had and kind of copied it over and then did a few changes, obviously for the farm that we've made. But yeah, it is pretty much the farmhand, but without all the tractors, which helps a lot on frame rate, I'll tell you that now. Right, so let's get some silage bales. We'll probably go with square ones because they're going to be easy to handle on there. And yeah, we'll take them back to the farm because we're going to definitely need them. It's probably going to be something we buy every couple of days. It's going to be insane. Right, so we've got some grass silage bales here, and thanks to MaizePlus, they've made the price more realistic, which is nice to see, because a bale of grass silage for, what was it, £2,000 or something like that is just insane. Let's go with a bright yellow. Why not? And we'll get more than 8, I think. We're not going to get square because they're in round format and they look pretty reasonably priced. I mean, if we're getting that, we may as well just bulk up here. Try and get as many as possible on here. We're not going to be able to take them all back, but if we take some back now, it'd be nice to know we've got, we've got quite a few there. Right, so I've just dropped them off there. That should be good enough. They're only 3,500 litres. I mean, these are going to get consumed so quick. And what I have decided to do is I will go back in between this episode and the next. I'll pick the other ones up, silage, and I'll probably buy the same amount of hay. So we can probably, just give them hay and silage. So they've got a better productive rate or production rate than what they've got with just the silage. I think that's the best bet. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, like I said, it's going to be a lot of feed that's required for this. Let's go and do the herbicide. I'm just trying to think the best motor to use. I might use this class. I don't need the bigger one. This should probably be alright. So again, with this, we're going to go and drop off the mower, park that away. And then, yeah, we'll clean off the tractor as well because, as you can tell, they've had a lot of use. But I think it's probably better to start going around here because using that to drive through and turn is not the best thing to do. So let's start driving through our actual gates. And we are going to need this mower again when we do the hay. We need to also put some fertiliser down on that, so yeah, there's a lot to do. So maybe we can put this just here, I think. Should be fine. There we go, that'll be fine. So, herbicide. Now, I do know I've bought some herbicide. It's in one of the silos that are close to where the sprayer is. So, let's just confirm that. I'm sure I did. I think I might have also put a bit of lime in one of them. Or seeds, one of the two. So this has got, yeah, 100,000 litres of lime and then 100,000 litres of herbicide. So we've got plenty of that. We're stacked up. We really are. There we go. So we're filling up 4,600 litres. That should be a good amount. It might last us out. I don't usually do much spraying, to be honest. I'm always either using solid fert or try and use manure and slurry the best I can. And yeah, use a weeder, but I haven't got a weeder at the moment. It's something we might have to buy. But I think this will do for the meantime. We might need narrow tyres, just see how far along we are in the field. I think we should be okay with that length, to be honest, so yeah, we should be fine. Yeah, we're not going to do any damage to that. It's too young, it's going to bounce back up. So let's get this started. We've got 2 fields to focus on here. The good thing about a sprayer, as you can imagine, doesn't take long. They're so wide, so it's just an easy task. And it has got spot spraying technology, this has as well, so we are going to get the maximum score for that within precision farming. As you can see, it's doing the spot technology there. which is great to see. So even though we're going to have a bit of a hit on the yield, it's 20% decrease. Hopefully we'll counteract that with the amount of money we're going to get from going through and selling milk, for example. Anything we sell, which is mainly going to be this field, the soybeans that we pull off this field is what we're going to sell, and milk. Right, so welcome back. That is all the fields sorted out. So I did actually decide to get in the spreader, well, attached to the spreader, and finish off the grass fields as well. So we've done that, and there's only a small amount of nitrogen needed, but job done. So that's good. So like you can see, this I missed a few bits on the edge, but that'll be all right. But the majority of the field's been treated, so the herbicide's done its job. And if we just jump into the precision farming menus, you can see the nitrogen levels of the grass fields are spot on. So when we do move to doing some hay, we're going to cut all 3 fields. It's all ready to go. All these fields are now ready to go. So now all we need to really do is feed our cows, and it's going to be a long-winded task because there's not much in between we can do until the grass grows back and we can start doing hay. And I think that's probably going to be the next step because the fields aren't going to be ready to harvest for a bit of time. And hopefully by that time I'll sort this problem out because that is awful. It needs sorting out. It really does. We might get some silage anyway. This might ferment in time, so we can at least have our own silage. We don't have to keep buying it. But kind of don't want to use all that silage. I want to use it for mixes. So we'll see what happens. We might get a third cut of grass anyway, and if we do, we'll do some silage bales. Well, that's obviously follow up with the silage. We'll just make sure we got some. Just maximise everything we can do really, because feed is going to be an important step on this series. But I think on that note, I'm going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it every time. And if you've enjoyed it, please give the video a thumbs up because that does help me out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.